Hi everybody, I just thought I would post a little update about my prolapse situation because loads of people have been looking at it actually, and people seem to be commenting, and I think that's really lovely. That's something that I've purposed has helped people in some way. And so here we go, and I'm wearing my new hat, which is my latest obsession. So let me just give you a bit of an update. So I've had my final appointment with my pelvic floor specialist. So if you watch my previous video on my recovery of my stage 2 prolapse, you'll probably know that she gave me certain exercises that I needed to follow. They were not rocket science. They were literally not rocket science. It was like Kegels with resistance, but she actually felt inside me every time I did the Kegels. She was making sure that I was activating that wall, the front, the back. And do you know what I mean? So she was putting her hands in different areas, making sure that when I was squeezing, that all of the correct muscles were squeezing and I wasn't doing it lopsided, which can really happen. And sometimes you don't even know that you're not doing it right until somebody actually gives you that proper examination. So anybody experiencing prolapse, I would highly recommend that you get a specialist to do that. And if you're not happy with your specialist, for example, when I went to the hospital and was given a specialist and they said that I was all fine, I knew in my heart that it wasn't. So I went with my gut instinct and I got myself a second opinion, and I'm so glad that I did. So, okay, so it's been about 4 months since I started this journey. And yeah, I had my last appointment a few days ago, actually, well, last week, and it's now Wednesday. And yeah, she was really happy with my progress. She examined me again to see where I was at, and she did say to me that the prolapse is still there. She said it isn't likely to go away, because she said what's happened is like the little tendons that hold up the bladder, they've kind of pinged, and they've gone, but that's why the bladder is coming down into the vagina. But she said, but with the right support, which is what you're giving it from the muscles, it won't actually come out any further. So it still kind of sits inside the vagina, but it's not like bulging like it was, and it's definitely not coming out, like, which is what I used to feel every time I was like running or something like that, or jumping. I'd feel like, oh, something's descending a bit more. Now I don't feel like that. I can run, I can jump, although I won't do any intense sessions on a trampoline just for fear of it coming back. But I run, I jump, I hold myself in, I do the kind of bracing, the knack she calls it. Every time I lift something heavier, I can lift my son, he's now 4.5, and I don't have any problem carrying him for longer periods, whereas before I did. And so everything's looking really good. The one piece of advice that she did give me, which I thought was really golden actually, was that if I was to have another child, which hopefully I will do in the future, if I was to have another child and I do tear again, she said that she would recommend that I get some stitches, because the last time when I had a free birth, I didn't want any stitches at all. I did have a 2nd degree tear, and she said it's not that it hasn't healed properly. She said it's healed beautifully, but the thing is because of the way that it's kind of healed, it's like made the opening slightly longer, if you see what I mean, like the opening of the vagina, like towards the kind of back passage. It's like, it looks like the scar is, it's like a line, and so it's made kind of like, I don't know how to make it look like an opening. It's made the opening just slightly bigger there, and she said that could also be a factor as to why I don't feel like I've got that kind of support with my bladder. And she said if I was to have another baby and I tear again, if I was to tear again, she said she would recommend me getting stitches, or highly suggest that I should get stitches. Now, stitches is not something that I like the sound of. If you know me, you know that I do everything very naturally, and I want everything to pretty much be as less intervention as possible. However, I didn't know I was going to be in this situation where I was going to have prolapse. And if having a couple of stitches is going to help my life for the rest of my life be much better, then I would obviously, I would definitely consider it, definitely consider it. So I will definitely give that some thought. If I get pregnant again, I will definitely give that some thought. And yeah, so I just thought I would impart some wisdom. And again, anybody who's experiencing this, if you feel like you're alone and you want to talk to me, you can. I'm here and I'm sending love out to all of you. And I just think that when we're vulnerable and we tell people that we need help, those people that can help us, they come forward, you know. So loving you all. Take care, guys.